What is going on, everybody? Welcome to this State of the Casa D18 Studios address. I am the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams. Thank you for joining me this afternoon, this evening, wherever it is that you are. Got a lot of stuff to unpack here today. As a lot of you guys may know, there were official press releases put out across social media from Jeff Meacham, the Jeff Meacham Network, announcing that he has been put on a 90-day ban. And so there were a lot of things that were kind of in question with his suspension from YouTube. As a result, the Casa, the D18 Studios, Simple Man brand, Rage of Wrestling, all did not put out content pretty much this past week, as we've been trying to get things figured out. Excuse me. Get things figured out as far as where we wanted to go and what we wanted to do here during this time. A meeting was had yesterday with myself, Mr. Reliable Walter Cruz, the He-Man James Hebert, and even Jeff himself popped in towards the middle of it. And we all kind of kicked around some ideas. Some questions were answered, and we have a more clear idea now as far as what is going to happen going forward between today, August 14th, 2024, and January 1st, 2025. First thing I want to address is open mic night. As of this Saturday, open mic night will return. It'll just be branded as a different name for the time being. Big G in the house. Good to see you, G. So open mic night has kind of been nicknamed the Saturday Night Shenanigans for a little while now, based on the mayhem, the chaos, and the antics that usually ensue when the panel of regulars all get together. With that in mind, and with Jeff's blessing, the open mic night format, like I said, will return this week, but it'll be known as the Saturday Shenanigans until January 1st when Jeff is off of suspension. Gee, I'll get to that in a minute. So, as with that happening, with that coming back, this weekend was originally supposed to be our beach party karaoke. We are still going to do that. That will be the first episode of the rebranded open mic night. Just this time, we are now going to call it the Summer Send-Off. The Saturday Shenanigans Summer Send-Off. It'll still be the karaoke format. A lot of the same stuff that you guys are used to as far as karaoke goes will still be in effect. There will be a couple of subtle changes, though, and I'd like to go ahead and tell you about those right now. Jeff has agreed to appear, maybe not every week, on the Saturday Shenanigans, but whenever he's available and he doesn't have other priorities, as Noah always says, priorities over passions. Whenever Jeff doesn't have other priorities, he'll appear. He may just appear on the karaoke shows. But as a result of that, and as a result of the fact that he is no longer, for the time being, able to make money off of YouTube, we decided to alter the structure a little bit for the karaoke. So now, if you want to do the $5 random spin of the wheel, That's still going to be a super chat. It'll go to my channel. If you want to do the $15 option where you pick who you want to sing and then we spin the wheel to find out what they sing, you're going to be sending that money to the person's PayPal. That way, Jeff can still get money off the live streams, and everybody else who's kind of been excluded thus far of making money from putting their embarrassment out there can get a little something back. So in the descriptions of the karaoke shows, you'll find James's PayPal, Walter's PayPal, Jeff's PayPal, G's PayPal, if he has one, Noah's PayPal, etc. And you just click on that link, send the $15 to them, and then we go through with the spin of the wheel to find out what they're going to sing. If you want to do the $25 option, same thing. You send the money to whoever it is that you want to sing, and you pick what song they sing. But this way, the participants of the panel get to reap some of the benefits, and it's not just me, Jeff, and Greg that are reaping the benefits. We discussed this during the meeting yesterday, and we all feel it's a little bit more fair. And when it was brought up, people were like, I completely forgot that I had a PayPal. So this benefits them in the long run as well. Dwayne, good to see you. Pop, good to see you in the chat. So that's how we're going to handle open mic night going forward. This Saturday, 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 Eastern, normal time. The Saturday Shenanigans premiere, summer send-off, the beach karaoke. And then from there, it'll be typical open mic night episodes, with the exception of the one-a-month special show. Also, for the rest of the year, there will be no game nights. Game nights was a Jeff thing. Game nights was a Noah thing. So without Jeff able to be monetized and make money off of that, it'll just be karaoke nights once a month. So we'll come up with a theme for September. October will still be karaoke. We'll come up with a theme for November. December will still be Christmas. So karaoke's are going to be the only special nights that we have. As far as watch-alongs go, we've all enjoyed the watch-alongs that have been coming to you guys, being broadcast on a regular basis. The NXTNA stuff every Tuesday and Thursday, even Dynamites on Wednesday. But a lot of us have been getting burnt out. And if we're being honest, the return as far as super chats and donations go coming back our way for presenting that content, it really hasn't been there. So we're going to cut a lot of the watch alongs. We're going to go back to just pay-per-views, PLEs for WWE, NXT, AEW, Ring of Honor, and TNA, at least until the end of the year. We're still looking to do all the Japanese wrestling content that first week of January, once we get Jeff situated and relaunched and everything. But in the meantime, just the big three companies, and by proxy NXT and Ring of Honor, and pay-per-views only. The first watch along we're going to do is going to be All In, August 25th, Wembley Stadium, AEW. Now, I saw Big G's thing a little bit ago. I'll go ahead and address that. Is he still calling Bash with Noah August 31st? As of right now, full transparency, we don't know Noah's involvement. And that's because when we messaged him yesterday about the meeting, he informed us that stuff has kind of gotten crazy and hectic at his job. Hours have been shifted around, short-staffed right now. So we don't know where Noah is going to be in all this. However, we're still going to do Bash, And whether you're calling it along with Noah, whether you're calling it along with James, whether you're calling it along with Walter, it will still be a watch along and you will be completely involved in it, Big G. Absolutely, Pop. Got to keep the content going. And I do appreciate the $20 super chat, Pop. Thank you. Dwayne is asking about prediction shows. That's a Noah thing. If it fits into his schedule and the time permits, he said that he still hopes to be able to do simply predicting for All In. But as Noah always says, it's priorities over passions and protect your mentality. So if his priority has to stay with the work and he's not able to do simply predicting, and by not stressing about that, he protects his mentality, that's all we can ask for. Okay. Hopefully everything cleared up there. But as I was saying, if his priority in work has to put a halt on simply predicting his passion in order to protect his mentality, then that's what he's going to do, and we don't begrudge him that. Um, as far as my own stuff, I've been saying for a while that For the Love of Wrestling would return once the kids got back to school and everything. The kids are now back in school. Now it's just a matter of when. Well, I'm proud to announce to you guys here today, For the Love of Wrestling will return on Monday, September 2nd. I waited until September 2nd because I wanted to wait for all the big pay-per-views for the month to finish. August 25th is All In. August 30th is TNA Emergence. August 31st is Bash in Berlin. September 1st is No Mercy. So all those shows will have had a big pay-per-view before September 2nd. The only one that won't have had a pay-per-view is Reign of Honor. And AEW will have even already had a Dynamite or two, not really sure, between All In and the relaunch. They'll be in the process of building to All Out. So I just think it makes sense to try to jump in as we're getting the fallout of these pay-per-views, as opposed to jumping into the middle of the build-up to the pay-per-views, if that makes sense.
I picked Purdue Global because I think having an online platform to learn is really great for the lifestyle I live and the best way for me to get.
I'm also going to be bringing back NWA Power reviews, and I'm going to be adding OVW, Ohio Valley Wrestling, and Ring of Honor reviews. I want to make it perfectly clear, though, For the Love of Wrestling will be completely contingent on my work schedule at BJ's because I'm going to move For the Love of Wrestling into the evening time instead of the morning time. So, thanks to Walter, Mr. Reliable, I have been given the ability to see WWE programming on East Coast time instead of West Coast time. So, I get Raw at 5 o'clock, I get NXT at 5 o'clock, I get SmackDown at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern for all you guys. I don't have to wait until 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Eastern to try and watch those. So I will be doing my reviews after the shows. My Raw review will be roughly about 8:30 Pacific, 11:30 Eastern. My NXT review will be roughly 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern. Same with SmackDown. Again, my work schedule permitting. And then the same time for Dynamite and Impact, 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern. I'm going to wait till the half hour because our friends at NoDQ.com, Aaron Rift, usually does his review immediately following the show. So he'd be going live at 8 o'clock for Raw, 11 o'clock Eastern, and 7 o'clock for NXT, Dynamite, Impact, and SmackDown, 10 o'clock Eastern. And I know he doesn't do NXT, and I know he doesn't do Impact, but just to keep things uniform, it'll be at the half hour. The NWA Power, OVW, and Ring of Honor shows will be kind of thrown in there with the other things. NWA Power drops every Tuesday. Ring of Honor is every Thursday. And I believe OVW is every Thursday as well. So I will do my best to give you Power and NXT on Tuesdays, Ring of Honor and Impact on Thursdays, and then OVW and SmackDown on Fridays. If for whatever reason there's not a show on a certain day, it's because of work. It's because I don't want to get done watching a show at 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern Time, or 11 o'clock Pacific, 2 a.m. Eastern Time, and then try and do a live stream. Just going to call it a wash if that happens for that day. I hope you guys understand with that. I appreciate that, Daniel. And good question. What is the fate of the movie review that you were going to do because the Origins of the Timeless Tony Storm gimmick? That, knock on wood, I'm hoping to film that review on Friday, and it will premiere just ahead of All In. Whatever time our coverage is going to begin for All In, the review will premiere the hour prior. That way it's got a chance to air, digest a little bit, and then the top of the following hour will be our All In coverage. So theoretically speaking, if our All In coverage begins at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 Eastern, then the review of All About Eve will be at 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 Eastern. Just want to make sure and iron those details out before we give that to you. Hopefully we'll have more information for you guys about that this week on the premiere of Saturday Shenanigans. As far as the rest of the multiverse, be on the lookout. I know James has got Jay Hebert's sides of things that he's working on. I know Noah is still looking to do ATW View impromptus with Kine, Train, and Eric whenever he can. I know Statboy still wants to do Statboy Sports Bar. Don't know about his drive and determination right now. Had a brief conversation with him yesterday, and he seemed like he wasn't really feeling it yesterday. So maybe in a few weeks, maybe when football season actually gets rolling, he'll be a little bit more energetic about getting on there. And then at the first of the year, once the Jeff Meacham Network comes back, be on the lookout for the Casa to bring back Renegades reviews full time, not just a special one off like I'm doing for All About Eve, which is a major component of the Timeless Tony Storm Mariah May storyline. But look for that to come back full time, and look for a few new shows to premiere. Some of them a little bit more music centric. The War Zone will be back, the weekly acquisition report, but it won't just be DVDs and Blu-rays like it was, primarily because Dollar Trees in my area don't carry movies anymore. A Big Lots in my area is going out of business. The thrift stores and the pawn shops especially, have completely gotten rid of movies. The thrift stores have drastically cut back, so it's not just going to be that. You're going to see books, you're going to see records. It's going to be all kinds of different media on the weekly acquisition report. One week it may be a bunch of records that I got. The next week it may be a bunch of books. The next week it may be a bunch of movies. But I'm looking to start filming that content again starting this Friday. That way I can already have it stocked to be able to start airing it the first of the year. That way, if for whatever reason stuff starts to come down on me, I've got some content locked in. And if I have to push that to the back seat again, I'll at least have some content for a little while. That just about wraps up the state of the Casa D18 Studios address. I want to thank everybody for joining me, for checking in, for seeing what's up. Thank you to Daniel. Thank you to Dwayne. Thank you to Big G. Thank you to Pop once again for the love, support, and the super chat. And of course, like I told you in private, Pop, I'll let you know once my birthday card arrives. Keep you in the loop about that. But thank you guys so much for the love and the support. It's good to know that you guys missed us and been wondering where we are, and that you guys support us. And again, we will see you guys this Saturday, 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Eastern, for our open mic night beach party reboot called the Saturday Night Shenanigans Summer Send-Off. Look forward to seeing you guys then, and I will catch you guys later.